Hey, what's up, Skyball? I'm here with Imagination Creation Films, and today it is October 15th, 2021. Wow, I almost said 2001. And I'm not on set today, which means you get a live stream. So let's roll that bumper. Yeah, I don't have a bumper. I need to work all that out, add that in. I need to get my little Raspberry Pi. I have a Raspberry Pi that is designed to emulate the Blackmagic, and that'll allow me to do playouts. That's something I should probably look into. But hey, the stream is working good. The internet, knock on wood. And this is real wood. This is Home Depot wood, not that IKEA stuff. How is everyone doing today? It is so nice to see each and every one of you. And I want to give a big shout out to our newest associate member of the channel, Clayton Burns. Associate membership gets you all kinds of cool stuff like shout outs and videos, pretty much every video, and also personal live streams. So live streams only for that tier level. So I encourage you to join, become a member. They start really low, way lower than associate, and you're just helping the channel. I have many others, Matt and Tommy and so many others. Thank you all for being members and supporting this channel. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. So, what is everyone up to? What's everyone working on? What's everybody doing? Last week, I was on set, another 2-day food shoot. Love food shoots, love motion control. It's one of my favorite things. Working with a great agency up in Dallas. And shooting tacos. I mean, who doesn't love tacos? No, really, I would like to know who doesn't. I mean, I will eject you right now if you don't love tacos. Not really. I'm not that way. But do you need help? I feel like there should be like a taco helpline. Like maybe people can like call and say, hey, I'm not sure about tacos. But yeah. So I was shooting tacos, motion control shoot. And repeat customer, definitely love working with them up there in Dallas. And it was a cool shoot. It was a lot of fun. I also really love when you're on a food shoot and everything goes so smoothly that all the food that they ordered, they just give away at the end. You're like, So I ended up with a beautiful bag, a wonderful bag full of carne asada. Oh my God, we've been eating that for a week. It is so good. So how is everyone? Speak up, say hello. Just take a moment out of your life and type in the chat, hey, I'm here. I just showed up. I don't normally like to type. That kind of stuff embarrasses me, but hi, that's all it takes. And I'm also here to answer questions. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, if I don't have the answer, I will find the answer or point you into the place that does have the answer. So I mean, yeah, come on, throw some questions out there. It's not a closed off chat like a lot of live streamers, and I understand why. They are so busy that they really just pay attention. They want to make sure that anybody who throws a super chat out there gets the attention. And I hope that this channel grows so big that I need to concentrate on making sure that they're attended to, but I'm not cut off. I'm not, if anybody has questions, I'm always down to answer questions. And we have Kundana. Is that how you say it? Hello, Kundana. Kundana. I don't know. That could go either way, and I like both ways. Fight More Film says, sorry, driving. LOL. How's it going? Well, don't text and drive unless apparently your evil overlord live streamer says, you must text and drive and let us know you're here. I apologize, but Kudana, excellent. Where are you from? What do you do? What do you, are you a filmmaker, photographer, whatever? It's cough time. There we go. Back on it. I'm coming again. Got it. Okay. So, food shoot. I would like to do a breakdown of what we did in there. Again, I worked with a great DP on that. I'm motion control on a lot of these food shoots, and I'm totally fine. I don't care when I'm on set. It's a great day. I'm not somebody who's like, I only perform DP. It's not true. I do everything that I enjoy, and pretty much if I'm on set, I'm enjoying it. I just love creating stuff. And so I would love to do a breakdown kind of what we did. And when this one gets released to commercial, it'll be over the air and some social media. Then I will ask to see if I could show some of the pictures or videos from behind there. I took a heck of a lot more this time than last time. So yeah, I hope to be able to share that with you. Again, feel free to ask questions. I do have the overhead cam plugged in. Last time I forgot to plug that in, so it was a little embarrassing. Let's see. From California, very nice. VG Revolution Giuseppe. Giuseppe, yeah, okay. 5 more films. Voice to text, LOL, currently following around a team of athletes around the country, filming mini documentary series. Interesting. I have a friend, well, you've seen him on here, yeah, he's been on the live stream a couple times. He was in some of my Taquina shoots. He also has a huge YouTube running channel, and we're going to be syncing back up and shooting stuff. He does really good work with documentary stuff. I've always really enjoyed his stuff. This old helmet, interesting. So let's see. We have with our with Jamie, we're going to get together and do some more sports stuff. He's been doing a lot of stuff on sports as well, and it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I understand the mini documentary series. It's good stuff. Let's see here. What else is going on? I have a ton of reviews. Hello, Tommy, also one of our wonderful channel members. How are you today, sir? I have a ton of reviews that are, some are done, be released shortly. Some are not done. Some I'm in the process of checking out. Some I can talk about, some I cannot. The Red Raptor, which from Breakthrough Photography Filters, that loaned to me, was fantastic. I did have to return it. I mean, he was like, "Hey, can I get my camera back?" And I'm like, "Okay." But yeah, Breakthrough Photography, fantastic, amazing filters. Their new Cinema DFM stuff is amazing for the Red Komodo and the Raptor. But I have that review coming shortly. I'm literally right now going through and trying to create a epic B-roll of everything that I shot. And each time I'm like, I wish I'd have, maybe if I want to, yeah. And it was really bad, as I did do a comparison between Dragon and Komodo and Raptor, and I blew the focus on Raptor. Talk about pathetic. And so if I include it, people are going to go, "Wow, that's really bad, Scott. Why would you include that?" But if I didn't include it, they go, "Well, that's really bad, Scott. Why didn't you include that?" So, you can't win, really. Hey, Reach Films, how many shoots are you on now where they make you sign no socials agreements? I feel like it's a lot. I mean, with the current agency that I'm working with up in Dallas, it's an implied. We don't sign anything, but we're also very, very tight knit. So it's an understood. Don't post until we're public. And I love that kind of camaraderie and everything. So I'm never going to push that limit. Of course not. But Reach, good to see you. Kundana, I'm having a hard time finding ND filters with no color shift for Red Komodo. Boom. I see Breakthrough has X4 VND. Is that what you're using? Yes. So I have been using... let me go get it. I'll talk while I'm doing it. I have been a beta tester of Breakthrough since the beginning when they were first created, which was about a year ago. And I mean, quite honestly, they are really, really good. And I'm not just saying that. They are really good. They have zero color shift. It is phenomenal how good they are with their lack of color shift. Now, there's an ever so slight coloring that happens when you add it in, but when you progress through the range, zero color shift and no X pattern. So this is just the Canon RF mount to EF mount, and inside of here, let me switch over to here. I'm going to switch over to this camera so I can see. So this is their clear, and it slips in there. You have to run some kind of filter in there, or else it will change your focus depth. This is the variable ND. It is so good. So let me put it on white. Let's try that. So here we go. Oh, I'm holding it. I do this every time. See, it rotates there when I rotate this. And so every time I'm pinching it, but it is absolutely amazing how well it does. Hey, look at there. I can do this. I have the technology. At least I thought I did. Well, fine. Don't power on. Oh, these have been charged. That stinks. Yes, I should probably charge these at some point. Oh, well. So, yeah, this is the Breakthrough. Oh, wait, let's do it this way. Here we go. So, let's see if I can hold it without... Let's go over here. So there's you can see as I move it around, there's no X pattern in there. And look at the color. The color stays the exact same the entire range of this. So cinemadfm is .com is the new mount, and it is the Cinema PL mount, or you could just get the photo version, and that is the cinema version, which is it has a 0.8 pitch gears, and it is really, really solid. Or you can do the photographic version. This is just the photographic version here. But they also make them in just standard drop-in filters as well. Again, I've been testing these for over a year now. And I mean, they are phenomenal. Seriously, check them out. Yeah, they're really good. Wild Stuff says, hello. I see Breakthrough. Is that what you're using? Okay. Check out the Kippertie Revolve. So Kippertie, there's some strangeness with those. They're not bad, but you are limited to 4 NDs in there. So, I mean, your physical NDs. You get a clear, and then you have to choose 3 that you're going to want in there, and that's it. And then the Kipperties also are big, and they tend to get in the way of some of the cages. So it's an option. I've used them. They work. But we've found that the limitation of forcing which NDs do you want? Do you want a 0.6, a 1.2, and a 1.8? Or what I usually find people doing in there is like I think it's like a 0.6, a 1.2, and a 2.1, which I find weird. I usually use the 1.8 myself. But yeah, you can also look at there. Yeah, so there's a lot of options here. Good to see you, man. Yeah, Reach. Yep, awesome. Thanks so much. Wild Stuff. Yep. Defo some trick. Yeah. And I'm not, I mean, I am biased now towards these, not because they literally do not pay me to say anything. They have had me beta testing stuff. But I'm biased because they are absolutely amazing. And I have a full set of their, let me get these as well. I mean, I know the drop-ins are truly the coolness. But let me grab these just because I also shoot with 4x5s. Because I actually like 4x5s, especially when I'm shooting on Dragon. I like my 4x5s. But this is their set of, bing, I gotta switch over here so I can see what I'm seeing. This is their set of 4x5s, and they are amazingly good. Must have a ghost. It's also out of order. To put these in order. I also think it's a really cool trick that they colored these so that you'll know which is. These are all reversed. That's funny. Now this is my OCD kicking in. Okay, there we go. So now they're all color coded. So you can look at them and go, okay, this is definitely lighter than this one. And then they have the tags on them, 1 stop, 2 stop, all the way to 8. These are absolutely as good as the variable ND as far as quality. Pull one out. There's a 0.3. They are amazing, and they have 0 color shift through this range. These are easily some of the best NDs that I have ever used. I do love Firecrests. Firecrests are absolutely amazing. Taquinas really aren't that bad, but I find now that I'm using these more than I'm using my Firecrests, which tells me a little something about the quality. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Firecrest. I just find I like the way these have their initial color tint that happens, which is, it's small, but yeah. Wild Yusuf. I was seeing Wildy Surf, which I thought that's a weird name. I thought maybe they're an underwater shooter, but Wild Yusuf. Okay, very good. On the Raptor, is there any compatibility issues with the breakthrough PL mount when using the DSMC3 monitor? No, not at all. And they have a new, they're working on a new supported mount. It's pretty cool. Revolva unfortunately doesn't fit, so you're going to have to sell mine and replace it with something that does. Yeah, it's been an absolute concern from the beginning, and that's honestly why he bought Graham from Breakthrough, bought a Raptor right off the brand spanking new right on day one, because he wanted to make sure he could build something that fit it perfectly. Yeah, I like that. We'll do that. Fight More says, hey, give a like for the video. It really helps my man. Yeah, everybody give a thumbs up. Go do the thumbs up. If you want to do it more than once, do it 3 times. Don't do it twice, because if you do it twice, it's technically undoing it. But yeah. Even with the grip thing. Yeah, so they're not really with the wings. So the way that the Cinema DFM, but I don't have one in front of me. I had one with the Raptor, but I had to set it back. It's a little longer, it's a little deeper, but it's not much bigger than this one, which is let me switch over to here, and let me switch over to here. Man, I cannot see. So on the front of Komodo here, it's not much bigger. Did I just lock it back? Wow, I'm really smart. It's not much bigger than the Canon. It's a little deeper because it's a PL mount. They will have EFs in the future. But it's a little deeper and a little bit bigger, but it fits on Komodo, and thus it fits on Raptor. And they had them at Cinegear. They had all of their line there, and they had a Raptor that you could put on and off. So yeah, it was It was pretty good. The extended grip wingy thingies. That'd be a good name, Jared. You should totally name it wingy thingies. He probably will not name it wingy thingies. The extended Timmy ribs from the Komodo that go on the Raptor. Raptor, absolutely phenomenal. I'm so sad that I had to send it back. I mean, I knew it was going to happen. It was not like, oh yeah, you could just hang on to it. No, it was definitely a short-term loan, but I grew so attached to the image that came out of that camera, and it's very compatible. When I release my my V-Raptor review, I have side-by-sides of all three, and they are all very, very compatible. I mean, they look really close to each other. The interesting thing that I found was, and this is something a lot of people had reported, Dragon is about a half a stop darker at the same settings. I found that interesting. So shooting these at ISO 400, I had to shoot this at 800. It was a bit interesting. I did all that in post. I wanted to keep them straight out of camera. I didn't grade them or anything, but I wanted them to be matched. And yeah, it was quite interesting. Okay. Brandon, hopes for the upcoming firmware update on Komodo? Oh, it's not just hopes, it's knows. I knows in the next big update in November, time lapse is coming. Yes. So, I mean, I hope that that's all true, but since I was told it was by someone who knows, yeah, let's do that time lapse. While Yusuf, no, I mean the grips on the PL that help you unlock. Oh, I get you. No, not at all. No, they're basically the same. The photo. This is the photo, and it's basically mimics the Canon. It's very similar. The difference in the cinema version is it's a little bit thicker, and it's not really any taller. It has a much better gripping mechanism, though. I really like the grip on it, and the same with the putting this in the right way. The gear that rotates it on there, but no, none of that gets in the way at all. Let's see. Hello, sir. I am from Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, starting out as a cinematographer. Excellent. Welcome. We are worldwide. We love to chat with everybody in the world. Yeah, it's a great. I love cinematography. It's such a great thing, and when I get around, I keep teasing it, and I'm doing it, but I haven't released any of it. When I get around to my lighting stuff that we're going to go deep dive into, it's not about light. Sometimes it's about reflection. Sometimes it's about bouncing. Sometimes it's about removing light. It's so much more. And that's what I tell anybody who's getting started in cinematography. Don't just buy a bunch of lights. You can actually do so much with one light. It is amazing, because just use some beadboard reflectors and use some nice soft. I mean, this right here is just a simple 6x. It's not even a grid cloth. It's just kind of a half frost almost. But you get that beautiful light, and there's a lot of lights in here, but they're all practical lights. There's really only two, and I have the ability, I have the technology to turn off all these lights. I can do that. I can do that for you. Let me go in here. Hello from Paris. Hello. How are you? Brandon Marsh, you heard it here, folks. Yes, time lapse. Hey, Johnny Pets. Hello, Johnny. How are you? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Can I contact you personally? Sure. Just reach out on social media and do it that way. Let's see here. So, lighting. Talking about here. Let's just turn off this one. We'll turn off the backlight. Turn off the plants and the side table. And, well, I can't. Yeah, I guess I can. Let's see. Desk lamp. And then I can turn off all these lights. Studio off. There we go. So now we are just dealing with a wonderful little scene lit by 2 lights. And quite honestly, if we take away this one, it's not horrible. You have a nice shadow over here. It's quite nice. And if I were to take, well, I don't have anything, but let's just say this is a nice reflector. It's a white piece of paper. But look at that. So starting off with cinematography, again, I don't know how much you're into it, but I mean, this is a simple white piece of paper with some typewriter stuff on it. And you see how it filled in? This is one light right through here through a 6x6 cloth and a reflector, and you get a nice image. So don't be afraid. Let me turn all these back on. Gotta make sure I turn on the right ones. Oh, can't turn those on. Those are next. I can't say that. That one, that one, that one. Yeah, like some of the stuff that I have, I'm not even allowed to mention that I have it, which is sad. But I mean, there's there's full NDAs and embargoes that happen. So you'll get to see some stuff cool soon. Let's see who is on here. On a Zoom meeting? Maybe. Hit me up on social. Let me see how I want to do that. I don't have a lot of time to do that kind of stuff, but I definitely don't want to say no. I mean, feel free to ask questions in here. I can happily do it on live streams. What camera am I using for the live stream? Well, since you can see both of my reds are right here, that is a Sony a7S III. And I tend to like that camera for the behind here, mainly because it's pretty simple. It provides a very nice image, and I don't have to deal with a lot of file sizes. And then this one right here, right there. Ooh, look at that. It's, ooh, you can see where it is. This one is a ZV-1 from Sony. And if you're interested in any of those, use my affiliate links down below. It helps a little bit, or all that good stuff. Let's see here. Donna, yeah, no, I'm not using my reds up there. I do them every once in a while. But, for these types of videos, it's not really necessary. And there's a lot of big YouTubers who use reds. MKBHD, Marquez is one of them. But there's an interesting difference between Marquez and me. About 14 million subscribers, and he doesn't keep anything. So he doesn't, when he shoots with his reds, they keep the final version, and that's it. They don't keep any of their red footage. He said he keeps like a little bit. I keep everything, and it costs a lot. I burned through about 10 terabytes shooting with the V-Raptor, just all the initial stuff. Now, I mean, a lot of it's not keepable because I was, some of the shots just aren't that good, not because of the Raptor, but because of me. Like, for instance, I have all these gazelles that are by my house, and I was filming them, but it was so windy and it was so hot that I was on a 1200 millimeter lens, and I mean, it was crystal clear, but the heat distortion that rolls through was unreal as far as how it negatively impacted the footage. It was very saddening because they were pretty gazelles. But yeah, so I keep everything. So shooting on red costs me a lot, especially when I keep even all of these as well. So Yep. Brandon says, Balcom dropping bombs right now. Scott paper now available for $69. That's silly, dude. It's only $49.95. And if you act now, you can get 2 for only twice the price. That's right. Now, I mean, bounces are kind of amazing. It was neat, like on our food shoot. And I always love working with good gaffers because gaffers are fantastic, and you should definitely get good ones, and you'll pay for the right ones, and they're worth their weight. But I'm looking at all of the different lights that he sets up for. I mean, it's a big table full of food, and we have a guy at the end. All of that was literally just 2 lights. That was the setup: a giant main key, and then a backlight for Phil. Everything else was bounce, and it looked so good. It was phenomenal how good it looked. So I'm like, taking pictures of everything. I'm like, I did not think about that. I mean, this is a big table full of all kinds of delicious taco fixings, and it was a sea of bounce cards. It was wild, and little things like they have like poster board that's silver. It's really it's a very reflective, and so like at one point we were trying to get the carne asada that's in these tacos to look a little more punchier, so we can see a little more into the meat, but not affect the table. So he whips out the silver poster board, cuts out a strip about yay big, puts it over on the edge, tapes it, puts a little curve into it, boom, shoots a perfect beam of light into just the meat. It was amazing, and that's what a good gaffer does. And yeah, always. But I love reflected light. Reflected light is amazing. Johnny, how's your world out there? You enjoying life? You having some fun? you enjoying playing with the V-Raptor? Oh man, that is one sweet camera. I definitely got to say it. Let's see here. Make sure I am up to date. Good. Let me cough. And I am drinking my lovely pink lemonade today, but we have upgraded. So I got a Soda Stream. I wasn't really keen on them because of all the waste buying their bottles, but then I found a guy on YouTube that's like, yeah, you can convert them very easily to use a 5-pound homebrew CO2 tank. And I'm like, I happen to have one of those from my kegerator that I'm not drinking beer right now. So yeah, I bought one, converted it, and now I've got delicious sparkling pink lemonade. The little things that make us happy. Let's see here. Johnny says, very busy, lots of cool stuff en route. Ooh, nice. I love that stuff. So cool seeing what everyone's making of it so far. Yeah, it cracks me up that when I got my hands on the Raptor and everyone else, the first thing everybody wants to shoot is like 8K 120 and like 4K or 2K 480. I mean, I've got 24 minutes of me dropping ping pong balls on a table. It took me exactly 62 seconds to drop these balls, but I got 24 minutes of footage, and it looks so good. And people were complaining, why is everybody dropping all this slow motion footage? I want to see what the camera can really do. And I'm like, it's basically everything they learned from a Monstro, a little bit better. And oh, by the way, there's double the frame rates. So what do you think everybody's going to focus on? Double the frame rates. That's what I did. I mean, it's quite telling. Monstro is such a great sensor to begin with. And V-Raptor is a little bit better. It's a little bit better than Monstro. I mean, I wouldn't say it's leaps and bounds, but it's well, you'll hear me in my review, but I talk about when you reach that point of excellence that you can make huge technological jumps and gain 1% of performance because you've you're not plateauing, but it's a parabola. No, not a parabola. It's a cosine. I don't know. It's that thing that slowly, yeah, that. So with V-Raptor, the sensor, it's Monstro a little bit better, just a little bit better. It's mostly in the shadows, but then you get the double the frame rate, and I mean that's my world. I love slow motion. My God, I was having so much fun with heat distortion and gazelles. Ugh, God, I wish I had more time with it. But yeah, it's an amazing camera. The noise floor is the aspect that got me. Yeah, you can put it now. It's kind of funny, Johnny. It was when I first got it, I was so excited shooting it that I didn't black shade. That's a rookie mistake right there. Always, folks, always black shade to your environment. I didn't black shade. I was excited, and then I completely got involved in it. And so I was shooting with a factory black shade, which is, for where it was in California at that day in that environment and not where I was. So black shade your reds, folks. Because when I was shooting like 600 frames a second at like widescreen 2K, I was like, it's noisy. It's not as noisy as Dragon at that resolution, but it was noisy, and I thought it's not bad. It's not fantastic. And then I showed a friend, and he goes, well, "Did you black shade?" And I was like, and then I black shaded, and I went out there and did it again, and yeah. Huge difference. And that you'll see on my B-roll stuff is the gun stuff that I was shooting. Because I was shooting my 45 out there, and it was so cool because I was actually able to capture the bullet leaving the barrel. On one shot at 480 frames a second, I got 2 frames of it leaving. It was, I think I could pull that up. Let me pull that up. I'm pretty sure I can because I'm pretty magical. Not really. No, that's not it. Oh, man. Let me send it to myself. Let's see here. I have them. And then I put, nope, not that one. There we go. All right, so this one. Let me send to my iPad. I like to do this stuff live. That way you guys can just thoroughly enjoy my technology life. Get rid of that. And then we'll switch over to there. You can actually see in this shot, that's the bullet leaving the chamber. You can't see the mouse, but I mean, that is phenomenally cool. I really like that. So let's see what we got here. Hello, Phil Holland. Phil Holland points to Johnny. Yes, noise floor. I like the red Epic footage much better than the new VistaVision sensor. All the more pixels, but the footage lacks the punch, I believe. Or is it about color grading? So I don't know that. I mean, every sensor that they make has, and also depends on whether you're talking about Epic Dragon or Epic MX. Every sensor that they make has a flavor, but they're all really close to each other. And through IPP2, they could all end up the same. And when I compared the Raptor, the Komodo, and the Dragon X to them, the differences were pretty minute as far as getting them were out of camera how they look. The skin tones looked really good. There is definitely more dynamic range in there's definitely more dynamic range in Dragon over Komodo, and there's definitely more dynamic range from V-Raptor to excuse me, Wow. But unfortunately, in this scene, I don't have a huge amount of dynamic range, so it didn't show up as well. But if you go out my YouTube and you look at my cigars video in 8K and look at that dynamic range, that is nothing in post. That is 100% straight out of camera, and I'm shooting against the sun, and you can see all the shadow in my face is completely fine. It's backlit. There's no light except for indirect light hitting it, and it's clean. And then the sun pops in, and you can see the sun. There's the sun right there. It's not this big white blob. It is the sun. It's amazing. Let's see here. Fightmore says, finally, a place where upgrading a cam is actually a necessity and not just gear happy. Doing Komodo for many reasons. Just need to find the right cine zoom now. Thoughts under 5K. For Komodo, I mean, I like personally, there's three lenses I'm going to recommend in a variety of reasons for each. Let me cough first. So one, Sigma. The Sigma 18-35 Cine Zoom. I love Sigma lenses. They are so incredibly sharp. And the way I describe these is they're surgically sharp. Absolutely disgustingly sharp. However, you can always add character with a filter. We'll be doing a filter test here shortly. So the Sigma 18-35 is fantastic. Number two, Tachyna, the 24 to 88, no, 25 to 85, 25 to 75, 25 to 75, thank you. Wow. Those are fantastic lenses. And with Komodo, you're in Super 35. Those cover it beautifully. And that is a gorgeous, gorgeous lens. And it has a little character to it. It's not a whole lot, but a little character. Then the next would be the DZOs. The DZOs are, they're really nice. They're not nearly as sharp as Tachyna, and they're not nearly as sharp as Sigma. This little piggy, wee, all the way home. They're good, and they're definitely more affordable. The Tachyna and the Sigmas are both about the same price, and they're both fantastic. Now, the Tachyna will give you more range, but it won't get you as wide, and the Sigma will get you wide. I love the Sigma lenses. I love the Tachyna lenses. They're all fantastic. Johnny says, just do many quality of life improvements, even seemingly small things like thermal performance. It gets me. Oh yeah, the little thing. So yeah, the inside of this is Komodo, but Raptor it's a little bit bigger, and they're using a Peltier cooler behind it, which is a not a thermocouple. Is it thermo? No, it's not a thermocouple. But it is a Peltier device is a simple device that you apply a voltage to it. And one side radiates heat, the other side radiates cold. So what you do is on a sensor that is radiating heat, you put the cold side on the sensor, and then you put the heat sink on the hot side. And what that does is it provides cold to the sensor, which keeps it at a lower temperature, which then generates less noise. And then the heat is extracted through the heat sink, whereas normally they're running a heat sink on the sensor, and then they're extracting the heat through fans as well. The difference is you can input cold against the sensor, which lowers that noise floor. That is a huge difference on there. And it worked. It worked really well. I had a lot of questions for Jared on that one. I was like, oh, what about this condition? What about this condition? What about this condition? It worked. And I tried it here in the sweltering sun, the high humidity. It worked. It did everything it's supposed to do. So kudos engineering team. You guys are awesome over there in red. Carlos, hey Carlos, how are you, buddy? Kadana, Dragon. Oh, Dragon. Yeah, I love, so I talked about this before. Dragon is one of my all-time favorite sensors. Monstro was a better sensor in my mind. I liked it better than Dragon, but Monstro didn't have the frame rates to get me to want to convert. So the cost to upgrade from a Dragon to a Monstro, I didn't feel the benefit was there. I love the sensor. I love that it was VistaVision, but there was no additional frame rates or anything else to help me sell the value there. V-Raptor is better than Monstro, but it does have the frame rates, and it sold me. So I will be going to V-Raptor from Dragon. I love Dragon. Dragon has been with me for 6 years, almost 7. Gosh, I'm old. Not obviously not this one. I started with Epic, but Dragon is a very old sensor, but it looks so good, especially on skin. I just love what it does on skin. Technoir, do you anticipate Raptors not being available in the coming months? When are you getting yours? No, they will be available. So they're ramping up production. I know that they're playing the same market that everybody else is, in that they're trying to get supply chain issues fixed and get stuff routed everywhere. They are building them as fast as they can. Do I think it will be like Komodo? I don't think so. I think there's so much more demand for Komodo over Raptor, mainly because this price point is it's silly. It's silly good that you can pick up for $6,000. You can pick up a Red camera that's brand spanking new with basically DSMC3 movement. So it's not DSMC2 inside. It's more of a DSMC3-ish. It's got the future in it, but yeah, it's $6,000 and you get this. That is silly. I want to say it's stupid good price, but that's not fair. It's silly good price. So then you jump up to Raptor at 25. So it's a huge jump. So that definitely will not be something that a lot of people get into. So if you think about it, people come in to the middle and say they have $15,000 budget or even $20,000 budget. Most are going to go this way towards Komodo, and just a handful are going to go this way because it's a lot more money to get this one. So I don't think, I think there will be a little bit of a wait for them, but I don't think it'll be horrible. I would say just go ahead and order. Get done. And to answer your question, are you getting one? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I've got to get a few more jobs. Things right now are going really well. I'm really excited. If I can get a few more jobs under my belt before the end of the year, and then get paid for them, then I will sell Dragon and be in Raptor. And Dragon, my whole guess on this is going to be probably January, February before I get to move. But that's okay. I'm totally happy with. Don't you dare. He's stretching out. Rex is he's stretching out. He's starting to move things on set. Hey, wake up. He's having a bad dream. Let's see here. Johnny says, I've been enjoying the Fuji MK recently. Yeah, the Fuji lenses I love. The MKs I have not played with other than at a show setting. And they definitely have that Fuji look. The Fujinon 19-90 is one of my all-time favorite zooms. It is so unbelievably beautiful in what it can create out of a zoom. It's huge and it's very expensive. It costs far more than a Raptor. But yeah, the MKs, that's interesting to look at for sure. Did I try any other media on the Raptor? It sounds like media is one of the places that is holding back the production on Raptor. So I don't think media is holding back production. I know that monitors are starting to ship now. Supply chain is the biggest holdup, as far as I know, on getting Raptors out the door. So they're just building them as fast as they can. I didn't have a chance to test it. I only had 1 week with it. I mean, I literally had to go buy a card reader because, I mean, I took it from Cine Gear directly in my backpack home and then had to ship it back. So, yeah, I didn't get a chance to test it. I know a couple of other people are testing them, but again, it's like I said in the live stream with Jared, and I pretty sure I touched on it in my review. You show up on set with a red. There are a couple of things that are at play here. Your reputation and the reputation of red. So if you show up with a untested, uncertified card and you put it in there and you drop a frame or you drop a cut or something didn't happen, you personally just got a big ding because they're like, well, we can't trust him. His gear doesn't work. And then they're going to look at a red and go, well, the red failed. It wasn't the red that failed. It was the card that failed. So I believe there will be a lot more media coming soon that will meet certification. So yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about that. I mean, it's absolutely, there's going to be more. I know there are a lot more that are being certified and or tested right now. Phil says, kind of wish every zoom lens was a setup like the Fujinon MKs with the macro mode and integrated backflows. It makes life so much easier. I do understand that. That is a good thought. Are you planning on any feature-length movies? Yes. I don't know when I will ever make them because I don't know when I'll ever make them, mostly because of imposter syndrome, but I have 2 features that I've written. Well, not fully written, but they are absolutely a full feature. One of them can go. Well, I take that back. I've actually written a horror suspense recently from a real life scenario, which was really wild. It was something my wife and I experienced while we were traveling in Colorado last time. And I've flushed this idea out. I've spoken to several people on that. They all are blown away with the story. And then when they find out it's real, it freaks them out a little bit. So I have several stories that I don't know if I'll ever be able to sell them. I don't know if I'm ever good enough to sell them, but I want to make them into features. And so I plan on doing them at some point. I just, David Weldon. Hello, David Weldon. I need to get you back on here for the live stream, buddy. We got a lot to talk about. Carlos says, great point. Frosty Flake says, I like the MKs. There you go. So yeah, I have there's a web series that I've written that I flushed out all the science involved because there's a lot of science that has to be taken with this particular thing, and the goal of it is that it can be in 10-minute videos, and I have a story arc for those. That's what I want to tackle first to get it out there. And it's what everyone told me is like, get your first one out there. Just get the first 10 minutes out there. Doesn't matter how good it looks or not. If people like it, then start making the others and you'll get a bigger following, that kind of stuff, all the good things. That's something I need to do. Getting a hold of actors is such a pain for me. You will make a great filmmaker, I'm sure. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That is very encouraging. David says, hi, buddy. Anytime, my friend. Would love to chat with you and the peeps. Yeah, we definitely need to. I mean, I mean, the internet is doing, wow. I mean, I've even bumped up the quality today. We are rock solid today. So I'm definitely feeling the love of bringing back the interviews now. That I'm feeling good about that. Yeah, it's let's get you on. Let's do that. Let's see here. What other questions? Who else has got questions? We got lots of people out there. I'm enjoying my my lemonade. And then, whoops, wrong button. Again, if anybody wishes to join as a channel member, I appreciate the channel members. And I want to welcome Clayton Burns, our newest associate producer on the channel. It's a membership level. It's a very high membership level. And I mean, it's honestly very, it's very humbling that people would join that. So I appreciate that. What was the tequila question outcome? So on, I love to pose interesting questions on social media, and I do it. A lot of people think that I'm doing it for either a political statement or not. I mean, obviously I have my beliefs, but I don't state those beliefs. I mean, I don't think it's a secret, but I don't talk politics. But what I do is I pose conversational questions, and I try to keep them as conversation. Because what we get so enthralled in what we believe, what we stand for, what our morals are, we're against this, we're for this, that kind of stuff. We get so entranced in that it becomes very difficult for people to have conversations today, because we have them on social media. And social media is about, let me just type in the fastest thing I can, enter, boom, ha, 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 and walk away. And people take those completely different than what you actually intended, because we're all friends. All the people that are on my social media are some form of friendship that I've had. I've met them in person, or I'd like to meet them in person. And I don't hold things against anybody for, one belief or another. But I like to throw out these conversational questions. And after stirring the pot a lot a few nights before, I decided last night to throw out a different one, and that was tequilas are the best adult beverage on the planet. Or not tequila. Margaritas are the best adult beverage on the planet. And what's your recipe? And there was a lot of discussion. I mean, it was kind of fun. But even all those people that had maybe an opposing side to any side, everybody's joining in and having a great conversation. And that's what I love about these live streams, because I can have a conversation with you, and that's what I love about my friendship circle and the people that I know. Everyone can have a conversation and still be different, and I'm good with that. Now, my personal belief on the adult beverages is to go with a reposado or an añejo for the tequila, because it's smoother, and my stomach gets upset if I drink too many of the cheap stuff. And also, I get a headache with cheap stuff. But this is not an adult channel. This is filmmaking channel. But yeah, I like to cover all the bases here. All right, who's got questions? Who's got lots of questions? I feel better. I had a splitting. Hey, you watch. Let me see if it's showing up. It's almost. It's. He keeps leaning on my monitor stand there, and is slowly creeping it into the into the picture. He's done it before, where he leans up against the tripod, and all of a sudden my image just kind of skews off to the side. Oh, we love our four-legged friends. He's a good boy down there. I can't figure out how to get him on camera, because he's huge. He's not a lap dog in any way. In fact, he would knock my chair over if he jumped up here. He's about 150 pounds. He's no spring chicken either. Who's got questions? Who's got lovely things to talk about? Who's got who's got jobs? Who's doing work out there? I hear that Monday we're doing the strike. Well, I'm not union, but union is doing the strike on Monday. Also Monday, we've got the Apple event, which I am really, really looking forward to. Just for discussion's sake, I'm editing now mostly on a MacBook Air M1. even chewing through red footage. And it chews through 6K just fine. The V-Raptor took it to the extreme. It definitely knocked it out as far as being able to chew through it. So that's where the new M1X will come in. Those are getting released or announced on Monday. I will be doing a discussion on those on my tech channel, which is Tech Cuts. Linked down below, maybe at some point. You can see them on my other channels. So we will be doing a great big discussion. I'm greatly looking forward to the M1X because of memory. So I edit on Resolve, and I keep Resolve limited at 10 gig of RAM because I only have 16 gig on my MacBook Air. And when I chew through 8K footage, it repeatedly zooms up to 32 gig. I don't know why it ignores it. I guess it has to, but I only have 16. It's using 32, which means it's swapping 16 gig, and that's slow. So it takes like a day and a half to export something. No, that's not going to work. So I go back to the PC for that. The M1X, though, you can have up to 64 gig of RAM. You have twice as many cores for CPU and up to 4 times as many cores for GPU. So I'm definitely looking for that. How much do I want for the Komodo? The Komodo is not for sale. This is one of those that I just will likely never, ever sell because Balkan blue. It's so pretty. I just love this color. I love the uniqueness of this. I think there's only 10 of these blues in existence. Johnny, do you know? Is it 10? I know only a handful of people have them. And I know some of them that do. And it's such a fun color. I love the color. Phil, do you know? Phil has a unique color too on his. Phil's is oranges. And I mean, when you get a custom color, you don't want to part with it. Plus, it's a great camera. It's the camera that I grab all the time. This is my go-to camera right now. Although Raptor, when I get Raptor, I will probably grab it a lot more because it's so small. Blaine says, the new MacBook Pros, please. Yes. So one of the things, and this is something that I'll go in on the tech channel as well. One of the things that MacBook Air versus MacBook Pro, the existing ones, the M1s, is a limitation on Thunderbolt. And then also it only has 2 Thunderbolt ports. I want the Mac Mini. And the reason I want the Mac Mini is, number one, you get 4 Thunderbolt ports. You will get up to 64 gig of RAM, I'm told. You'll get up to 32 GPUs, cores, and you can get onboard 10 gig Ethernet, which means that's one additional Thunderbolt device I don't have to use, which is nice because I don't like this daisy chain of Thunderbolt devices all over my little MacBook. It's funny, you got this cute little MacBook that has so much power, and then you have all these devices that are hanging out underneath. It's pretty wild. I think the early colors were limited to 20 cams. There you go. Mac Pro renders 8K from Helium and Monster. Well, yeah, I mean, the Mac Pro has a lot of GPU, and it also has a lot of memory. The MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro current do not. They 16 gig is max. So, yeah. Just found the Fujinon 18 to 55 RF. Had no idea they existed. They do. Sub 4K. These are as sharp as... Are these as sharp as the Sigma? They are a different sharp, but they're very clean. Sigmas, to me, there's not many lenses that are as sharp as a Sigma. But like Takinas are very sharp, but they're different than the Sigmas. But they have a character. The Fujinons have a character to them, but they're very sharp. Also, you could go to Duclos lenses. Matt Duclos is a great guy. And if you're looking for MKs, I believe he has those. I don't know why my nose is running. It's not running. It's just sinuses. Oh, yeah, because we're literally getting a cold front tonight. What filter do you like for going softer? That is a good question. So I like the Black Pro Mists. However, I now have in possession a Scarf Dust by Revar. That's the way you say it, right, Phil? Revar. Revar filters. Revar Cinema. It's basically Ryan Avery's filter company that he does. And Scarf Dust, it's a fun little softening filter. And there'll be a review here very shortly. You can go out to Revar right now, buy Scarf Dust. You can actually use coupon code Scott Balcom and get 20% off. So there. So if you want the Scarf Dusts, and I know there are a couple of others coming. Some of them are in the wild, but they're kind of hilarious. But Scarf Dust is neat, and you'll see why on the review. But that is a good filter for going softer. That's revarcine.com and coupon code Scott Balcom. I get you 20% off. So, because I love you. Let's see here. Fight More says Duclos Lenses. Can you spell DUCLOS lenses.com is the website. And Matt Duclos, great guy. He's out in LA. Phil knows him really well. Phil has had all of his old Matt's one of those like lens nerds that just he can city mod old lenses. I know Phil's got a lot of his old stuff city modded by him. He stocks all the great lenses out there, and you can see them all on the site. He's got all the specs and everything. So it's definitely worth a look. And Matt's a really nice guy. So I like supporting nice guy. And he's a friend. So I like supporting friends. Just like Ryan Avery from Revar Cine. Revar Cine? I gotta look that one up, make sure. I mean, not doing it wrong. That would be devastating. Revarcine.com. Yep, that's it. So then go here and I just type in revarcine.com. There you go. So if you go there, then you can get the Scarf Dust before they run out. I don't know how many they'll have, but I suspect there will be a run on them soon as more and more people start showing what Scarf Dust can do. It's a really cool softening filter. Let's see here. What else could be wrong on some of the colors? Yeah, I felt like, Phil, that some of the colors had more. I think yellow was only 9. I think. I know there's only one bronze one. That one is more than just a color. It's a state of mind. The Mac Pro has a lot of memory. It has a lot of GPU, so it can chew through it, and that's definitely where the power goes. But if you think about it, here you have this $1,300 MacBook M1 that could chew through 6K really well. It is quite interesting, the power, and I cannot wait for the M1X. Can't wait for your video on filters. Yes, we will be doing a review of Scarf Dust, and then a subsequent video is comparing a lot of different filters so that people will see what each kind of filter and strength does, because strengths matter. Scarf Dust is not built on strength. It's built on character. But like Pro Mist, you don't necessarily use the same strength filter on a telephoto as you would on a wide, because you'll get different various effects on them. So yeah, we'll be doing all of that on the filters. It's on my master list of videos to put out. It's a long list, and I apologize for the lack of constant videos coming out. I'm trying to get them out as fast as I can, but I'm also trying to balance everything in life to make Scott happy. One of them is family time, just spending time with the wife. One of them is full-time career, which is motion control, DP, cam op, all that good stuff, being on set. That's where I make money. YouTube channel, but not just this one channel. There's 5 channels. I'm slowly whittling away at each of them, trying to get them to where I can really crank out videos on them, because I've got my cooking channel, which is raw cuts. I've got my tech channel, tech cuts. I've got this film channel, which is just me. I call it film cuts in the back end, but it's just Scott Balcom, which you obviously know because you're literally on my live stream right now. Then I also have music cuts, which I have not launched yet, but writing music, electronic music, keyboard music, synthesizer music is something that I've done for 30 plus years, and I love doing it. And so it's a channel that is coming as well. Tech Noir, how many ST Komodos were made? I think there were 200, maybe 300. There weren't as many as Raptor. Raptor, there were a lot. I know fairly confidently that Komodo is the highest selling camera Red has ever made. Fairly confidently. I've said it a few times. The people that know won't confirm because, well, they're just not going to. But it's pretty confident this is the highest selling Red ever made, and it's amazing how many they've sold. The number I've heard is staggering. It's staggering for a small, you can call it a cinema camera. It's a crash camera, but I mean, it brought so many people into the world of Red. Let's see here. Let's see. Raw Cuts meets Tech Cuts, where you talk about food tech. And then I also have an adult channel, which is for that back there. The adult channel will be where we talk about it. The adult channel. The adult channel will be one that will be hard to figure out, because putting it on YouTube with the topics that I'll be discussing, and I'm not talking about, I mean, we're just talking about like alcohol, cigars, that kind of stuff. Just it's finer cuts is what the channel is. But I've got to make sure that it can make some type of revenue somehow. It can't make it on YouTube. YouTube will never allow monetization on that. Somehow it needs to make some kind of revenue to support my horrible cigar habit, and my scotch and my tequila habit. But all of these I have to try to figure out the little placements of them so that they work and that everyone is entertained and not, not being forgotten about. Carlos says, have a good night. I have to bounce. Thank you and take care. Thank you, Carlos. It's good to see you drop by. So who's got some questions? Throw some questions out there. I'm happy to answer the questions. Always happy. Wait, what is this? Is this chapters? Add stream marker. I didn't know I could do that. Oh, highlight video. What is this? Wow, there's some new features on the stream. I'm going to click one of these. I don't know what it's going to do. So if it disappears for 20 minutes or for a minute, don't freak out. I'll be right back. But this create highlight video, I think if I click it, it's going to... I think it's going to make it a short little video. I don't know. We'll find out. Here we go. Oh, wait. No, that didn't do it. So let's not do that. We're not going to click that. But I do like that there are stream markers. So I can click the add stream marker. Cool. Stream marker added. So I guess people can go to this point. I didn't know that was there, but in the future, as we do things, if there's a question that gets answered that's a good question, I will add stream markers. That's cool. Let's see here. Fitzgerald says, what do you think of the new Suri 50mm T29. I have not played with it. It looks interesting. I would like to play with it. If anybody, well, Phil, you could send me yours to play with. I'll pay for shipping. It's an interesting one. I'm kind of snobby-ish towards anamorphics, and it's not because I'm really smart about them. It's just how they look to me. Now, all of that changed at Cinegear when I saw some others that didn't match where I developed a line in the sand of snobbery. Yeah. So Fitzgerald says, I'm asking because I bought it, hyped for a full frame anamorphic regardless. Yeah. So I have to be careful. There are going to be some full frame anamorphics at some point, and they are what made me question my line in the sand. That's about all I can say on that. But the line in the sand that I always had was, I felt like anything that was below about 1.8x on it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel like it had that anamorphic look that I like. I don't like a super busy anamorphic. I like a very clean, but you get that distortion on the edges. And then I do like a little flaring myself. Not a huge amount. I definitely don't like the giant blue streak flares. I'm not keen on that. But 1.8 was kind of where I drew the line, and that has now changed. So I have not played with the Suri. I would like to. It looks interesting to me. The Vasins were pretty nice, the 1.8s. Then the 2X that are out there are pretty nice. But with the full frame world coming, it's going to be interesting. Vasin. No longer. So the Vasin, I don't own the Vasin. I got to play with it for literally like an hour and a half one day. I'm supposed to get it. They're supposed to send, well, both of them to me to do a full-on review on it, because I asked in my little short review if anybody wanted me to, and everybody's like, yeah, do it. And I did talk to them, and they are going to get them to me. It's just a question of where I am in that list. And I'm not a pusher. I don't push to, oh, you've got to do, don't you realize who I am? Yeah, that kind of, yeah. I'm Scott Balgum. No, yeah, that doesn't work. Fitzgerald says affordable. Phil Holland says it's okay for the price. There's a lot of good options now. Yes. And I know Phil knows what I know. I mean, Phil was there. So there's some stuff. Yeah. Fitzgerald says, I feel the same way. I own 2X anamorphic Kawas. Nice. 8Z with a Helios taking lens. It's too big and heavy for my gimbal setup. Yeah, I can imagine. So I had to go with the 1.6 Suri. Yeah. I want the Vasins, but too heavy for the RS2. For which camera, though? The Vasins should not be too heavy for the RS2 if it's on a smaller camera. I may just have to get a bigger gimbal. Well, I mean, yeah. That is always a thing. These guys have the inside scoop on some new affordable lenses, and I need to know. I cannot break that. That was a sneak peek. All I can say is I was blown away. I was blown away in a fantastically good way. That's all I can say. Phil says, what I can say is 1.33 is rarely what anybody is looking for. I'm a long 1.5, yeah, shooter with, and the reason 1.5 looks good on those is how the lens was designed. 1.8 is interesting. Some are good, some not so much. It's a good way to phrase it. And it's anamorphics. I love anamorphic look. It is so neat. Fitzgerald says, I will never shoot 1.33. I had, hold on, cough time. I had the, what was that, Anamorphoot adapter, the 1.33 Anamorphoot adapter, which was a pain in the rear. And it was not my favorite. It was not my favorite at all. Then they had the 2X adapter, which I really wanted to try, but they were Anamorphoots were very blue streak. Phil's talking about the blue streak. God. The one, yeah, the streaks are. He's on his back right now, and he just rolled it and pushed it into the frame. Is it in frame yet? Is it in frame? It's getting so close. Yeah, what's coming? It's really good. It's really good. Fitzgerald. Yeah. But I like the teal look on the new series. We'll see when I get it in a month. There was, God. There was something unique about this new one, and it was oddly satisfying, and it worked on so many levels, and that's literally all I'm going to say, because I'm going to get in trouble. Let me check my messages, make sure I'm not already getting blown up. Cool. Yeah. Just, yeah. Really? Let's see here. Man, you got me hyped off of what's coming, and I don't even know. Yeah. It's when they drop, there's going to be some eyes opened for so many reasons. Like literally every checkbox, you can start checking. It's so good. All right, who's got other questions about things that get Scott in trouble, or about things other than what gets Scott in trouble? I notice Phil is completely silent. He's just sitting there going, buddy. Bill says, make sure to set a stream marker here so we can say Scott was right. Oh, good call. I don't know if I can. Stream marker added, appear after my stream ends. Okay. Donna, I cannot say. I cannot say at all. Let's see here. Oh, this was just for me setting the stream marker. Let's see here. So who's got some questions? I'm ready to change the subject. People are like, I am never telling Balcom anything ever again. I mean, there were a lot of people that got to see this. I don't know why it's so secretive, but yeah, it is. About the Revar City Vari ND, because of you, got it today, and Misfit Polo Plus, love it. There you go. Revar City, very good company. I love Ryan Avery. He's a great dude. Ryan Avery, if you don't know, he's the distributor for Format High Tech. He is Takina Cinema USA, and he's a big reason why Vista Primes exist, Vista Ones exist, the Cinema Zooms exist in the shape that they're in today, and why the future of Takina Cinema is what it is. It's because of Mr. Ryan Avery, who is he's a pretty smart guy when it comes to that stuff. No color shift. Yep. They're all really, really nice. Let's see here. Who's got some questions? Let's throw some questions again. I mean, I'm not opposed to super chats. I mean, if you just really want me to talk about stuff, not only I can't disclose stuff, but I mean, super chats. I'm always up for super chats. Okay, let's see. What else is there? A cough. Did y'all see the new Roto lights? I dropped that video 2 days ago. Those new Roto lights look really interesting. So I like hot lights. I like hot lights because I can always see what the light is going to do. But we are literally getting to the point now where these hot lights are starting to get hot, even LEDs. There's a lot of light that's in here, and it warms things up. The interesting thing about those Roto lights is the strobe ability, that they're twice as bright in strobe. And for people who like photography as well, that is a neat feature of those. Plus, they're tiny little RGB WW lights, and they're pretty bright. So, yeah, if you haven't checked out that video, check out that video. Also, check out Roto Lights Kickstarter. If you do, I have no idea what it does, but they gave me a link. Said use this link. It's in that video. It's the link to the Kickstarter. I think it's so they can track if anybody actually likes Scott or not. That's what I think it is. I honestly don't know. But yeah, if you're interested in it, check it out by clicking that link and go to the Kickstarter. Fitzgerald says, I have no lights yet. What do you suggest should be my first light? I'm shooting a few indies and shorts. Tell me what style of lighting do you like to do? I am a huge fan, of a lot of different lights. Rotolight is a great light manufacturer. Aperture is a great light manufacturer. Quasar makes great lights. There is Airy makes great lights. A little expensive, but they're great. Tungsten is beautiful. Kino Flows are great. I mean, there's a lot of lights out there. Tell me what you like, the kind of lights you should, and I'll fill it in. Most likely, I'm going to say Aperture as a primary, just because they're so capable, affordable, and usable from the beginning, that it makes a huge difference. And then I would also say next week, you might want to check out the channel. I'm not saying anything other than that. So like in here, lighting me right now, this is a Aperture 300D Mark II going through a 6x6. This is an Aperture 60D going through a softbox with a grid on it. I guess Aperture 60D or something with a softbox. I'm just starting to look. Gotcha. So, I mean, this light is very capable. Let me go ahead. And I do this almost on every live stream, but, I don't mind doing it at all. I guess until I get to a point where people are like, I'm tuning out if Scott Balcom does that one more time. Let's go in here. I've been shooting a lot with practical and available light. Yeah, no, that's very good. Practical, definitely get the B7Cs. These things are so nice. So this is the Aperture B7Cs. I did a whole review on these as well. These are amazing, and they're in all of these lights back here because they allow you to swap out the existing bulbs and change the color temperature. So when you get into Grandma's house and Grandma has that odd pink light, well, you can now fix that with a bulb. Is next week Jared? I don't know. I reached out to him. He's slammed right now. He's going to do the live stream, but he's slammed right now. So we will get it. No, next week will be some things that will drop next week. So let me turn off all these lights. So that's weird, I'm sure. I'm going to leave those backlights on because they're on a different thing. And I'm just going to bring up the 60D. So this is what a 60D can do. So right now we're on the A7S3. We are at a T5 on there. We are at 2000 ISO, so keep that in mind. But this is the 60D running through a softbox with a grid on it at 15%. I mean, this is 100%. So the light is very capable. Now, it just depends on your environment. This is a very controlled environment. This will not compete with the sun in any way, shape, or form. But, I mean, there's a lot to this light. Yeah, quite a lot. Let's take it back down. Let's go over here to the 300D. So this is the 300D Mark II, and it is, it's about 14 feet that direction. It's elevated and up in the air. I'm pointed kind of directly at it. And it is going through the 2X Fresnel and is bouncing through a 6x6. And it is at 26% brightness. That is without. That is 6% brightness. And then we're just kind of creeping up. But that's what it looks like at 100%. Through a 6x6, 14 feet away. The 6x6 is actually, from the tip of my hand here, it's about 18 inches away. So that's really close. And that's to get that nice wraparound. And so then we will just go in here and find this guy and say bye-bye. But thanks for the motivation. You're right. Let's see. There we go. There we go. So, I love doing that. All right. So now, let's see here. B7Cs, yeah. How do you feel about the new Sony? I have not played with it yet. It does seem like it's interesting. I'm getting the 60D. Yeah, the 60D is really bright. It's also really, really well built, and it is zoomable. So it has a zoom built into it. Let me see what else I can do here. So let's use a B7C as an example. As soon as I get these, okay, chair lamp. Bing. Okay, so the B7Cs are full RGB, and this is at 32% back there, and I don't know what the color is. We're set at 2550, which is an odd color for me back there. Normally I'd have that at daylight. Interesting. It's at 32%. So we'll brighten that up, and then we can go all through the range from 2,000 all the way up to 10,000. But then you can also go blue, red, and you can just circle through all the different colors. It is, it's pretty amazing. Let's take this color temperature back down. It's a weird color temperature for me. But that is an example of the B7C. Another cool example would be the 300X, which is right there. So this is the 300X, which is a 300D Mark II bicolor. And it is currently sitting outside the set wall here, blasting through the window, throwing a pattern of mini blinds on the wall. And it was at 32%. Now it's at 100%. So it's definitely bright. But it is a bicolor as well, which it's set to 2700, and it can go, I mean, as blue as you'd like. It's a very, very cool, yeah, no pun intended, very cool light. And we bring that back down. I always like to just have it as kind of a kiss of light out there. And then the thing that I really, really love about the aperture lights is the ability to control them all with the app. So like I have, this is my tech cuts. This is how I light for tech cuts. It's a little bit different. If I want a daylight color lights everywhere, so that this is set up for filtration. Then I have studio night, where there's not correctly Okay, that one didn't. I got to change that one. So we've got a storm. So there's lightning outside. Then we've got the power outage. So we've got basically a candle in the lamp, and then we got a storm outside. We got red alert mode, which is hilariously bad. All of these are something that you could do with the aperture lights, and why I do love the power of aperture in there. The 300Ds are amazingly powerful. The 600D is catastrophically powerful, and they just announced their 1200D, which is insanely good. Let's see here. I'm getting the 660D. Yeah. Get it. There's probably back orders everywhere. I like going through hot rod cameras out in LA or in Burbank. I have no affiliate with them. I'd love, Ilya, come on, brother, set me up here. But yeah, if you just call up Hot Rod and order the aperture stuff, they get them fairly quick. And they don't have a huge back order like B&H, all of those. But, find your favorite vendor. Don't buy them off of eBay or Amazon, please. Please don't buy them off Amazon. Good combo lights. Ban this guy. He's banned. He's definitely banned. Let's see here. Ooh, I love those B7C. Yeah, the B7Cs are great. And then if you look at my review, I did a review on this. So this is an 8-pack, complete with charger. And you get 8 B7Cs, and they're fantastic for arriving on set or at a location that's like somebody's house. You can go around and swap out everybody's light bulbs. It's kind of nice. Do you think Josh is the father? I have no idea what you're talking about. Fitzgerald's is sick. I live here in New York City. Maybe B&H. B&H probably won't have them in stock. They'll probably be back ordered, but you could definitely look. I don't want to look at the new 60D or 1200 because I know I'll talk myself into buying them. I mean, yeah, it's an entirely possible thing. Let's see here. We're at Top Chat, that's why. Okay, go back here. So, let's see here. B&H is great to order, but they're so backlogged on everything, and they're really slow lately. I don't know what it is, but I mean they're good for a lot of things though. Like I order like all of my grip stuff from them because I get free shipping. I love that. I do love when I get a crowd because then I get the weirdos in the chat that show up. But it's okay. I've got moderators. I can do it myself too. I meant the Nova 600. It looks amazing. I love it. The Nova 600 is amazing, and on top of that, they've created 4 channels in it, which is truly cool. So when you, if this is the Nova 600, you have 4 color channels in there, which means they can do different things. So when you do like a fire effect, place it up against the side of the face like this, and you do the fire effect, you'll have fire this way, so which means that this light is going to hit this side of the face where this light won't, and it'll be a very 3-dimensional light. It's very cool. Yeah, they're coming soon. The Colbar CL100 so cheap. I have heard of them. I have not seen them. There are definitely a lot of inexpensive lights out there, and if the apertures are too expensive, look up the Amaran line. The Amaran 100 and the 200, they have those. Those are basically 120Ds and 300 Mark IIs, but in a cheaper case. So it's easy to do. Easy enough. Let's see here. And fix that. And they'll be back. Don't worry. I'm sure they'll be jumping right back in. So the Edison? Oh, Edison pinion? Sorry. That is a 300X Mark II, or it's a 300X, which there's only a Mark I of, using the spotlight attachment from Aperture. And then in the spotlight attachment, it's basically an ellipsoidal. Then I have a gobo in there that is doing the, do I have them right here? I thought I did. Oh, there's one right there. Whoop. Surprise dog. That woke him up. So this is not for the spotlight, but this is for, really? It's right over my wires. This is for an ellipsoidal, but this is a gobo that slides into an ellipsoidal, and you focus it through that. And that's what I have. You can do it through the blinds. You have to focus it a particular way to get the blinds to show up, but the effect was better through a gobo than it was through the blinds. So that's what I'm using back there on the back to get that pattern. There's lots of different patterns out there. If you, there's the 60D and the 60X. I can't get that easily. It's mounted. So the 60X is the 60D bicolor. I currently have it over there. If you saw the balls dropping, the ping pong balls dropping, the 60X was using the spotlight zoom from Aperture with a small gobo on it of patterns. That is also, you could do the same thing with that for a much cheaper price. Yeah, those are quite powerful. Stop saying good things. My finger's on the buy button. Sorry. Use my affiliate links. If I mean, I wish I need someone to from one of the professional retail chains to set me up with an affiliate program. I've reached out to B&H, and apparently I don't qualify. I'm not that big. But I would love to be able to at least generate a little bit of affiliate money. Hey, stop moving my monitor. A little bit of affiliate money through all these things, because like Aperture, you can buy them on Amazon, but you should never buy them on Amazon because they are not going to be warranted. So I can't link to them on Amazon, so I can't get my affiliate link that way. Yeah. Believe me, I don't generate a lot of affiliate link money. I don't generate hardly any money on here. We're talking in the hundred of dollar, literally not plural, a month. Oh, nailed the name on the first try. That's pretty rare for me. Are you ready for Monday's Apple event? I am ready for Monday's Apple event. I just wish that all my outstanding invoices were paid before Monday. That's, your channel is great and will grow. Give it time. I mean, I appreciate that. I really do. My channel is old. I've been here since 2006. Now, I've been doing this on the filmmaking stuff for about 5 years, I guess. The thing that separates me from other channels is I do not chase trends. I do not chase what's cool and trying to get those views. I want the views, but I'm not going to be a fake to do it. And I'm not saying that some of these people are fake. I'm just saying when you cater to what the audience tells you you need to do, then you become someone else. And every time I'm on here, it's the reason I'm so happy is that I'm always me. I always do things the way I want to do them. People tell me, oh, you should do this and you'll get more views. Thanks. I appreciate that. I'll take it into consideration. Some of those things I do, some of those things I don't. If it changes who I am, I won't do them because I want to be me. Every time I'm on here, I'm me. My wife's worried about Monday. My wife is too. I'll give you that. The only thing she has going for her in her favor right now is that my invoices haven't been paid. Yeah, I am fully expecting, and we'll see. Monday they will release. Well, they will announce. I don't think it's going to be available for purchase yet. I think it's going to be 2 weeks for purchase. The Mac Mini with 32 GPU cores, 64 gig of RAM, 512 gig or 1 terabyte SSD. I think it'll be a 512 for this price. 10 gig Ethernet for $25.99 will be the price. That'll be what I'm ordering. So we'll see about that. The MacBook Pro version, which will be a 1 terabyte, 64 gig, 32 GPU, 16-inch M1X with a 1 terabyte and no Ethernet, will be $38.99 is my guess. Johnny Brooks. Hello, Johnny Brooks. It's your British buddy. Scottish, to be exact, right? You got to clue me in on some good scotches too. I've got a few. Can you talk about editing in Resolve as opposed to Premiere Pro? I'm currently Adobe and I want to switch to cutting in Resolve because the color in Resolve and the round trip is annoying. You are correct. So there is a video that I will be doing on that. It's in the queue. I don't know where to put it yet because every day I'm still learning. I have been off of Premiere for 6 months now. And I've been in Resolve exclusively. And I am not in any way sad about it. I'm not in any way remorseful about it. It has been a fantastic switch. And it's been a fantastic switch because of what they have done with 17. So Resolve 17 is so much easier to use. So there's a guy on YouTube's called Casey Ferris. He's a really nice guy, teaches so much, great, got a perfect sense of humor, and he teaches Resolve editing and tricks, and very simple, very easy. And that's who I picked up on, because I tried switching years ago. Several friends of mine were like, you need to switch, and I tried. I couldn't do it. There was not enough there to make me switch from Premiere. Resolve at 17 is so much better. It's so good. With my M1, I'm chewing through 6K red footage all day long. It's great. It's easy. It's no big deal. It's really fast. I mean, you could just shuttle through it, no big deal. I bought the speed editor, which I really like. Really good. So it's been great. It's been a great experience. And I'm on Apple, so I'm on the M1. So I have, like I was talking about earlier, trying to chew through 8K footage, I had to go back to my PC, and I've been doing that on Resolve as well, and it's great. Ernesto's like, no, there goes my Apple Card. Yep, I understand. You are right. Macallan is my go-to. Well, Macallan is fantastic. I like the white oak. I like the white oak Macallans. It's or fine oak. Sorry, not white oak. Like this one. This is the 15 fine oak. As you can tell, there's not much left of it. That's one of my favorite Macallans. The 17 was great, but a buddy of mine finished that one off for me, so I don't have that one anymore. I'm switching to Resolve fully. That's it. Yep. Do it. I will be doing a video on it, talking about everything that I've learned and obviously linking to people like Casey and a couple of others, because they really helped me. Casey Ferris is a really good guy. Casey Ferris. Let me see if I can. I'll link to his Ferris. There he is. I'll link to his YouTube channel that way. And if anybody, this will be funny, if anybody goes and subscribes to him, this will be fun because he has no idea who I am in the world. This is his channel. But if you go and subscribe to him, leave a comment, tell him Scott Balcom sent me here. Just see if I can get known. Great classes. He goes forever on the classes. I learned DaVinci from. Yeah, he's just got that perfect balance of sense of humor and making silly things make sense to you. It's really good. Ferris, okay. What camera are you using to streaming right now? Looks wonderful. This is an A7S III using the S sitting tone profile. Fitzgerald says, thanks, Ernesto. Of course. My first and last Macallan was at 25. Wow. I have not experienced at 25. I would definitely like to experience at 25. I saw a 30 in Costco, and it was like $39,000, I think. I was like, I don't think I'll ever try that, no. Are Reds really worth it nowadays with other offerings value like Zcam and Blackmagic? Yeah. So, Edison, what I would say is Reds have right now what no other camera can have, and that is compressed RAW in camera. All these others claim it, but it's not RAW. Red owns the patent. It's not the only reason. There's a lot of reasons, actually, above that. But Blackmagic RAW is not RAW. It is baked. There is some baked in that happens. So it's not RAW. So they keep claiming it is, but it's not. If it were, honestly, they'd be sued into oblivion by Red. That's my guess. Zcam, it's okay. The thing about Reds are the Red code it's been around forever, and it's backwards compatible. So every editor supports it now. I think iMovie supports it now. I don't know if it does. Don't use iMovie. But it's a very mature codec. It's clean. These cameras have a huge amount of dynamic range, and now for $6,000 you can get a Komodo 6K that has 15 stops of dynamic range, and they're solid stops of dynamic range. It's better than the Blackmagics. Blackmagics have a funky shape. I don't dislike Blackmagic. I don't think they're everything that everybody says. Now, I understand if your budget does not allow, then I would definitely jump on a Blackmagic over like a Zcam. But always take things for what they actually are, not for what they say they are. Buying my Red Komodo was the best decision of my life. I can see that. Haha, Ernesto, that's why we just steal it here in Scotland. 25, wow. Then the Scotland it is, mates. That's my issue because I'm shooting Sony and ProRes RAW, and that doesn't work with DaVinci. Yeah, DaVinci has a problem. And that problem is they don't want to pay licensing for Apple. Because Apple, there's a conflict going on there. They would love for everybody to use Blackmagic RAW, but it's not RAW. It's not RAW. So they can't stop supporting Red code. That would be a disaster for them. So they're stuck. They're not going to add any new because they want Apple to fully support their Blackmagic RAW. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. I've got to run, Scott. See you on the Komodo Facebook group. Yep, Fitzgerald, happy to have you here. Thanks for spending some time and enjoying everything. It was a fun conversation. But I'm still going. I'm going, man, I'm tickled to death. So we have not dropped a single frame today. And I bumped up the quality, so the quality should be pretty good. We are doing that posterizing. Well, not right now. Rex, stop. Rex, wake up. He's doing that thing where he's running. He's in his dream. Poor guy. All right, who's got more questions? We got a lot of people out here. We got lots of people, and I'm happy to answer more questions. Also, Super Chats. I'm always open to Super Chats. Feel free to just push that little Super Chat button or that tip button. Yep. Yeah. Also, if you're looking for any Kessler gear, Kessler makes some of the best darned motion control. I was going to say cinema-based motion control, but they're actually time-lapse and photographic as well. But some of the best motion control out there, especially for the money. And the City Shooter is phenomenal. And I do have an affiliate link down there for that. So if anybody's looking for that stuff. Ernesto says it looks better than the Marathon with the Raptor. Interesting. 08 kind of turned up by Reds due to reliability issues I experienced with them. Congrats to everyone who's never had any issues, but simply not the right camera for. I mean, I can respect that. What camera specifically did you have that gave you problems, and what was the problem? I am interested. I may not be able to talk you out of it. I may not even try to talk you out of it. I'm interested in what camera had some reliability issues, because I'm not aware really of anything other than Komodo, the number of complaints with the 12G SDI, which is not a Red issue, but there's just so many of these cameras out there that people are attributing it as a Red issue, but it's an industry issue with 12G. Vintage lenses worth it? Yes and no. The best vintage lenses are well known and documented now, and thus the price has gone through the roof. You can thank your buddy Phil Holland in the chat there for that. Every time he posts something on that, people go wild over those. And there's a couple of others. Like the Contax Zeiss lenses are really good, but the prices are through the roof. I like the Mamiyas myself. I use those. They're photographic lenses, but they're medium format, and they flare really nicely. So it just depends. Honestly, the best vintage lens to me is the Helios. The Helios 442 is so cheap. It's 58 millimeter. It's full frame, and it's so quirky and weird. It's a lot of fun, but it's not for everything. Ernesto says, when you had the Marathon Live with the Raptor, you had some issues with stability. Today it looks great. Yes, that is true. And I apologize. I'm at that point in 2 hours when my nose is going to start itching because of my nose hairs and my beard, my mustache. So I'll be scratching my nose a lot. Yeah, stability was 100% my ISP, which, I mean, they are definitely doing well right now. Not a single drop frame. Johnny Brooks, thoughts on using native RF glass on the Komodo Raptor versus speed boosted? I've not done speed boosted EF. A couple people are saying they absolutely love it. Native is cool. Some of those are native RF is pretty nice. I'm doing EF. When I go Raptor though, I will probably start converting over to PL, just because. But I mean, everything that I shoot with, I've converted to EF, and then I have a huge assortment of EF glass, and that's what I use. So my opinion on EF is solely based on the fact that that's the glass that I have, because I come from a background of Canon. Yeah. So, I mean, RF, some of the Canon RF glass is pretty nice. What do I think about Minolta Rocors? I don't have any experience with them. Minolta. No, I have something else in there. Taka. Let me look. Let me put these up while I look at that one. It's Japanese glass that I do like. It's a lot of fun. It is right here. Thank God for wireless microphones. Now you guys can enjoy what I enjoy. It's right there. No, yeah. This is the Super Takamar. Lens, and this is the 28 millimeter 3.5, and it's really nice. Let's go back to the live stream. I would just love to see people's faces when they show up on my live stream right while I step away, and they're like, "What kind of live stream is this?" Um, Feels like that's why I'm being more selective about the glass I buy. Peeps keep boosting the. Yeah, you need to build your collection, Phil, and then let me know what I need to get. Then you can make your post about them. That's that way. Um, Phil might have some insight on the Minolta Rocors. 08 says board failure on DSMC 1, media issues with DSMC 1 Epic Dragon and DSMC 2 Helium. Boot loop on DSMC. Wow, you definitely had some interesting issues. How much did you use them? I'm just wondering. Were these like daily drivers with thousands of hours, and did they just appear over time, or was these very small usage cameras and they just showed up? It's interesting. The only issues I've ever had were self-inflicted when I just burned up my my Epic Dragon. That was not very smart. That was definitely self-inflicted. What would your dream setup be if you had no budget? Erickson, what do you mean dream setup specifically? Are you talking about everything, or are you talking about just a camera, or what do you narrow it down? Give me a range, and I'll give you my take on that. Phil says Minoltas are nice and very easy to mount to a mirrorless cams. There we go. RF and E, for instance. Yep, there you go. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I never got to see your collection of glass there, Phil. I saw when I was at your place. I need to come and visit when we're allowed to visit more. Go to Run and Gun. See, Run and Gun, it's a totally different take. If I was a run and gun on the street, I would probably consider the Sony FX6. It's probably what I would go to. Budget doesn't matter to me when I think of run and gun. I mean, the way I'm thinking of that and the way I would do it, I would probably be in the FX6 territory, because you're going to get great low light. You get all the features that you need in there. You get flexibility, you get ND, audio, all that good stuff, and you get a codec that's not bad at all. Yeah, because run and gun, I'm not worried about RAW. I'm not controlling so many aspects of my life that I need to have RAW for run and gun. But there are definitely run and gun that people want that. But otherwise, I mean, Komodo is pretty nice. But I mean, my new configuration that I will be rocking will be Raptor with Sigma primes. That is what I'm going to be shooting with a lot come the first of the year. It's Dragon will be sold, sadly. I'm going to miss the little guy, but he's done so well. Look at all the dust I've got on him. Komodo will be around. Komodo will definitely be my sidekick, but Raptor will be what I go. And the Sigmas, they're such fantastically surgically clear and crystal clear glass that I like those lenses. And I can't afford the Vista. I can't afford getting Raptor and Vista primes. I like the Vista primes a lot. The DSMC 1 had about 850 hours on it. The Helium is basically brand new. Well, I apologize. I mean, not like I have any input on it. I apologize that you went through hell with that. It's not fun, and I certainly understand. And I wouldn't try to talk you out of it, because, I mean, it's not like you had one bad experience. You had multiples. So, I mean, stuff happens, and it tarnishes the way we think about things. I would ask you to look at them again, but I wouldn't hold it against you one bit if you didn't, because, yeah, that's how it works. Dock work. Yeah, Erickson, I would probably look for the FX6. FX6 and get some nice zoom lenses. Yeah. Ernesto, great job, Scott. See you soon. Have a great weekend. Hey, you too. It's very nice chatting with you. Thank you for hanging out with me. It's always a pleasure. I've had a fair amount of concern about Red's reliability on used DSMC2 cameras, but the flip side is that they simply, by shooting on Red, clients here will pay you 2 to 4 times as much per day, regardless of skill. I mean, it's not unheard of for Reds to have a problem, but I think in the grand scheme of things, I think they have as many problems as any other major cinema camera manufacturer does as a whole. So Sony Venice versus Arri Alexa, the number of cameras out there are somewhat similar. There's going to be actually a few more Reds than some of those others, and I think the ratio is about the same. I know people tend to lump in Komodo as saying, oh, well, it has so many more problems. It's not. It doesn't. It's just that there are so many more of these out there that it feels like it. But I think the ratio, I think it's about on par. But I mean, I'm not here to tell you Red is the perfect camera for everyone. It's the perfect camera for me, and that's why I chose it. But I mean, there's a lot of other good cameras. I mean, I shoot on the A7S III. I love that camera. It's a fantastic camera. The FX6 is basically an A7 III in a run and gun type body. I think that's a great camera. I have no qualms against it. I like the Sony Venice. I think it's a little noisy, but I like the Sony Venice. I like the Arri Alexa. I like the Alexa Mini. I like the Mini LF, not as much as just a regular Mini. I like the Panasonic. I mean, there's some great cameras out there. I got no beef with any of these. Johnny says, love your work, Phil. Best wishes from across the pond. Yeah. Edison, what made you decide to go with a Raptor? What was the deciding factor? So, call first. Oh, yeah. I was like, oh, there's a mute button. No, it was for headphones. So, one of my favorite things that I like to shoot with is nature and wildlife. It's not where I make most of my money, but it's what I love shooting. And that's where Dragon has always been my friend. Dragon goes out there all the time because I can shoot 6K, open gate, 82 frames a second. And 82 frames a second always looks fantastic for wildlife. It just really does. Monstro is full frame. It's VistaVision. It's a better sensor than Dragon. It has more low light capability, has wider dynamic range, low noise. But Monstro was not enough of a jump for me because the frame rates are the same as this one. With Raptor, they doubled the frame rates, which means not only do I get 8K, but I get 8K at 120 frames a second with better than Monstro dynamic range, lower noise floor, et cetera, et cetera. When I shoot at 6K, I get 160 frames a second. It's phenomenal. So that's why Raptor is for me. I love Red Raw. It's definitely one of my favorite codecs on the planet. And I get all the above, and it starts at $25,000 for the body. I wish I had an affiliate code for Red. But I mean, it's a great it's a great camera. Phil Holland says correct. Johnny says if Blackmagic cameras were being used as intensely as Red, people would learn a whole different meaning to unreliable. You're not wrong. I mean, Blackmagics are quirky little cameras. And the other thing about Blackmagic that Red has done really well at protecting is they don't let you use things that could tarnish the brand, the reliability. Because, for instance, Blackmagic, you can insert a card adapter to a SATA drive and run the external Samsung. People were running Samsung T7s, which are horrible SSDs, don't buy them, on theirs, and they would overheat, shut down, they would lose their takes, and they were blaming Blackmagic. And this is a prime example of it's not Blackmagic's fault that those SSDs suck. It's the SSDs. So ultimately they came out and they said, don't ever use T7s on the Blackmagic. They're not reliable. But by opening that chamber of secrets to allowing external, then people started using stuff that's causing problems and consequently costing Blackmagic some reputation points. I know Jared talked about he would consider opening up to allow external, but I don't think they're going to ultimately do it, mostly because they can't control it. They have certified cards that you can use, and it's good. Yeah, basically all of my DOP and cam op friends are shooting on red all day and never experienced any issues. I'm in love with my SXT Plus. It's a good camera. And my C200, I'm not a big fan of the C200. I didn't think the picture was that pretty, but I get it. So I can't get so many options out there today. C200 definitely has the good autofocus. I just didn't think the dynamic range looked that good on C200. Phil says, cheers, Johnny. Just to echo what Scott is saying, I've seen all the modern digital cinema cameras experience failures. Things happen. It's true. Phil also says, but if people like me trust them on multi-million-dollar shoots, and those who shoot aren't even larger, then you have to ask yourself that question. It's true. Johnny says, I totally agree, Phil. I'm personally in the red camp too. It was just poking fun at Scott. It's not a problem. I enjoy the fun. I think it was 08 that was having it's okay. It's I had a Blackmagic Ursa Mini 4.6. I didn't experience really any problems with it, but the build quality of it, the size of it, it kind of turned me off of Blackmagic. So I sold it and went a different way. When the Pockets came out, the new Pockets, I rented one. And wasn't really sold on it because, again, that build quality kind of showed up. So, it can tarnish. You can get a bad taste in your mouth, and I completely get you, Zero. You got a bad taste in your mouth? It is what it is, yeah. 08 says, bought the Pocket 4K last year and sold it after 2 weeks. Just hated the trashy highlight roll-off. You're not wrong. It's a good camera. But it is not a cinema camera. It is not in competition at all with Red. People want to claim it is. It's not. Just like the Ursa 12K. They're like, oh, it trashes Red. No, it's trash, and there's Red. That's what the Ursa 12K is. Ursa 12K makes a great 4K picture, but they're advertising it as a 12K camera. It's not. It sucks at 12K. Go look at it. Go pixel peep, and I know everybody hates pixel peep, but go look at the 12K image. Oh, it's horrible. Even 8K does not look good on that. Look at 4K. There's so much pixel data there. You get a beautiful 4K image. So if you are going to output in 4K and you're looking for a good 4K camera, you should consider the Ursa 12K for 4K, but not for 12K. On the flip side, a Red 8K makes a beautiful 8K image. That's not something you can say about the Ursa 12K. How do you think the Sony E-mount lens options stack up against the Canon RF? On the fence of which eco to go with. So the thing I don't like about the E is you can't convert to an E. Everybody can convert from E to pretty much everything else. RF can go to everything else, but you can't go to an E because the E is slightly closer to the lens, and so you can't go opposite. So what happens is if you go into the E mount, you're in the E mount, and that's it. You can convert it from elsewhere, but no one can ever use an E mount on anything but a Sony is basically where I'm going with that. Now, the G Master glass is actually some really nice glass. I'm really pleased with it. I don't own really hardly any Sony glass at all. I have one. And I think it's okay, but to me, I'm about versatility. The DSMC2, I could get an EF adapter on it. I was like, the Komodo, I could get an RF to EF adapter with a variable ND. That was a huge. The same thing with the Raptor, RF to EF with a drop-in, even cooler. And then you can go to PL if you want. I love the EF glass. I'm ashamed. I'm sad that it's going away. That no one really wants to do EF glass anymore. I love it. I love EF glass. It's pretty universal. You can use it on almost everything. I can't believe they dropped the Ursa. I mean, Johnny, if it ain't selling because it ain't performing, then you got to drop the price. And let's be honest, it's going to drop in price again. It's not going to hold up. There will be a new. Never mind. The biggest issue with the C200 I've experienced is that it can't display C-Log 2 on its screen, so you technically can't monitor the whole dynamic range. Yeah, I spent some time. A friend of mine has several of them. Well, not anymore, but and they just didn't have that gorgeous Canon look. They had the Canon look, but they didn't have the highlights. Just seemed to be really, really harsh. That's just from my experience. I don't own one. I didn't have one for any great length of time, so I can be wrong. And quick shout out, everyone go out there and smash that thumbs up button. Let's get that algorithm going for the, please smash the like button. If you haven't given me a thumbs up, give me a thumbs up because thumbs ups are awesomer. Haha, you big tease. I have to be careful because some things I know for MDA. No, some things I know for NDA, some things I know for FriendDA, and I would never compromise either of those. Let's see here. I would love to have the C300 Mark III, but it wouldn't be a nonsense investment. But it would be a nonsense investment. I think I would say wait for the next camera that Canon comes out with. I think you'll find everything kind of comes together as far as capabilities, functionalities, what everybody likes. That's what I'll say. Let's see here. So who else has got questions? I've been going for 2 hours. If I go for another 43 minutes, I get a margarita. Isn't that something? I haven't even finished all my sparkling pink lemonade. This is really good, though, sparkling. I feel like at some point I'm going to get like old and crotchety and go, yeah, well, I'm going to put a little moonshine in my pink lemonade and try that. I feel like that might be something I do. Let's see here. Just looking. I always have to scan. So what else is going on, people? I do enjoy doing these. I almost did one Wednesday, but then a friend was doing a live stream and I didn't want to interfere with that. I always feel guilty because I like to support my friends on YouTube as well. And anytime they have something going on, I don't want to conflict. I don't want to take away from anybody. I want to be me. I want people to come to me, and I don't want people to choose. I want to be a big happy family. 10 Beat says, do you predict Canon will open up their RF to third party? Yeah, well they do. They already do. I mean, there's a reason Komodo has an RF adapter or has an RF mount. They will. You can license it. What's your favorite and least favorite piece of work of your own? That's a good question. That's a really good question. I mean, the least favorite is so easy. If you search back Just click, not right now, stay on my live stream, but go to my channel, click videos, reverse the order of sorting so that it's the oldest first. And there are 2 fake commercials I did out there. I did these 2001 maybe? I was just goofing off at the house. Mud Light was one of them, and the other one was the mower, the ATV mower. That's what it was. Those are horrible, horrible videos. Also, oh God, there was something I was playing with. I was trying to get my kids and my wife into the whole filmmaking thing. I wanted to do. I wanted to, like, the family film where we all kind of create something together, kind of like Film Riot did. My kids were having no part of that, and so, like, if you look at some of our early stuff where we were playing around as a family, some of that stuff is just so cheesy. And I do like the what is it, the mixed nuts or cracked nuts. That one was it used to be my channel opener. That one was kind of fun, but those are so cheesy and bad that's some of the worst. Some of the best stuff that I've done. I honestly think that my nature stuff, like some of the I called it Water, a story of time. I forget what is it. It's on my films deal, but all those California stuff, I love that kind of stuff. Waterfalls, all of those. Those are great. Those are my favorite. Gerald, hello, Gerald. Hello, how are you? Gerald, it's funny when you posted the picture of your motion control system. I thought that was Edelkrone. It looks like a straight up clone of Edelkrone. When I was talking about it jittery, I thought it was Edelkrone because Edelkrone stuff is really jittery, and that was some other brand I'd never heard of. Interesting. It was an interesting review. You definitely need to keep more cats on your thumbnails. I think the cats really, really do it. Aren't all of our first videos trashy and kind of cheesy? Yeah, you should see some of the stuff. So the worst one by far was, I did it in like 1998. And I shot it with an XL1, and it was called what was it? It was so stupid. It was my wife and I and some friends, and we just shot something so bad. I had no knowledge of lighting. I literally bought, the reflectors, and I bought the photo flood bulbs so I could get it. And I was like, I got to do 3-point lighting. So I didn't know enough at the time. This was late 90s. Didn't know enough about it. And so I literally set up 3 lights in the key, the fill, and the back. They were all 500 watt bulbs. So it was basically high key lighting, really badly done, with no diffusion, nothing. And then we did the deal where you push a remote or push the remote, and then the person disappears and another person comes in its place. It was so bad. So I wanted to release this and do it on a live stream. And show just how bad I was. I mean, some people look at my work today and go, "No, you still suck." I get it. But I talked to my friend that was in the video with me, and sadly he has since passed away. And I was talking to him about it when he was sick and was going down. And I told him what I wanted to do, and I said, would it be okay? And his response was, burn it. So I've never released it. I felt so bad. He said it was so bad of a video. He didn't want it to ever be seen. Maybe one day I'll do it, but yeah. Yeah, you get it. Gerald says, for sure, we'll be using my cats from now on. Speaking of best stuff, there was some drone stuff you did a while back, I believe. The Salt Flats, great stuff. Oh, thank you. Oh, that was fun. That was with my Phantom 4 Pro. And now I have this one, which is the Air 2, which is a much, much, much better drone than that Phantom 4 Pro was. And that was so hard because, like, I was flying that drone while driving, and the Phantom 4 Pro was not fast. So it was really hard to do. But, yeah, thank you, Gerald. That was a fun shoot. I would like to do that one again. A good artist friend of mine did the same thing. He torched thousands of his drawings before he made it a successful artist. Tragic, really. You know, I actually think I want to look here. I might actually have that video out there. Sort here. Visibility. Private. Unlisted. There we go. Did I ever put it out there? I did. Oh my God. It was called Telepathetic. That was the name of the video. Oh my. Let me see here. Oh my God, it was in 4x3 mode. Oh man, I even had title credits at the beginning. It was so bad. Oh my God, that's horrible. Okay, I will switch over to it so you can see how bad my lighting was. This is 3-point lighting, folks. This is what we're training for. This was like 1997. I think it was 1997. That's my 3-point lighting. Look at that quality light. See that shadow? You can't. Oh yeah, you can. See that? Look at that beautiful shadow I got. That's total Rembrandt lighting. You can almost see the it's so bad. It's so bad. Oh, okay. All right. So that's the probably the extent of ever. Wow. Can't believe it. I actually uploaded it and I sent it to him. And that's why he said burn it. Let's see here. I also want to apologize to all Red owners for blaming Red to sell overpriced media since I own the Essex. See? And this was something back when the whole Jenny Mag debacle was trying to catch wind. They were complaining about the price of the I don't know how many red mags in here, the red mags. And I was like, this right here is a link from B&H for a $5,000. It was like a 400 gig card for the Arri Alexa. It was for Arri Raw or I forget which one it was, but it was $5,000. And then there was another one for $8,000. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me that you're complaining about price. The only reason that people are complaining about price is that they're coming from a lesser expensive world jumping into the more expensive world. I get it. That's me. I'm literally the guy that bought the red and then couldn't afford to buy cine lenses because I bought as much red as I could buy. I did that. I understand it. And people that jump into Komodo and are like, well, why is media so expensive? Well, it's not. It's just fast. So yeah, I get it. But Zero, good for you for speaking out and putting truth where truth belongs. Media is expensive, especially when a brand doesn't want to tarnish their brand. There you go. SXR drives 1 terabyte each, $5K a pop. And you know what's interesting though? There's not a thread on Airy, on any of the groups with Airy, or people are complaining about that. They're just like, I paid $100,000 for my camera. Of course I'm going to spend $5,000 for that. And it gets lost. I mean, the SXTs are definitely not that expensive now, but I mean, it gets lost. Lost in translation. Yeah. Kind of fun. Anybody have any awesome 3-point lighting techniques they can share? Oh God, it was so bad. I have a box full of 200 mini DV tapes. 200. Oh my God, this stuff. What drone would you recommend for a beginner? Honestly, I mean, I like this Air 2 from DJI. The Air 2S is a little bit better in that you get a bigger sensor and you get a higher bit rate. But I think there's something that people don't like about it. But this is the Air 2, and it's relatively affordable. This was like $1,000 for the Fly More kit. This thing will fly for 30 minutes. It's way more than you expect. The batteries, you get 2 of them, or you get 3 of them in total. It's a great drone. And what I definitely like, and this is what I joked. I don't think Phil ever heard it. But what I was doing, so if you don't know Phil likes he does, you know, those Apple TV screensavers, the flyover with the helicopter. That's Phil. So I've been doing my mini Phil Holland when I go out on my nature stuff. I've been taking my Air 2. And what I do is I find a place that's really pretty, like a river through mountains, with mountains on either side. And there's like no roads or anything around there. And I'll put the Air 2 kind of with the trees in between so that you get the parallax of everything going by at different rates. And I record in slow motion, 60 frames a second in 4K. And then I move the camera forward. I set its max speed to 2 miles an hour. And then I just sit there and I hold it forward. And I record like 10 minutes of it going forward. And then I turn it around and I fly it back. And I've been doing this now a lot everywhere I go. My nose is itching. I apologize. And I bought a Raspberry Pi, and I installed this software that basically you copy these videos to a thumb drive. You stick it in there and it just auto plays. It's a signage app. So now I power on my TV. So I do this especially when I'm writing music, and I have my mini Phil Holland videos playing. They're my own, so I get to feel good about myself. But it's seeing the natural beauty of these places, and they look so good. And flying with that drone, like I've got one, my favorite place in Colorado, right on a lake, and I'm just flying like 2 feet above the lake, and the water's going by, and it's slow motion. It's not moving really fast. It just feels awe-inspiring. And so I have like an hour-and-a-half loop of my mini Phil Holland. Oh yeah, right. It feels like, well, I can quit shooting them. Yeah, right. But I call it my mini Phil Holland, and I love it, and it's cool that I get to re-experience the nature in a way, and that's something cool that those drones can do. I believe DJI announces next week. They're announcing quite a bit stuff. Also would like to know what your audio setup is right now, as you sound fantastic. Well, thank you. Audio setup is really, really simple. I'm using the Sennheiser wireless packs, these are the G3s. I think they're up to G5 now. It's a wireless mic, and it goes right here. The microphone is right under the bill of my hat, and that's why I'm always wearing this hat. Also because I'm bald. Yeah, that's my audio, and it goes into the A7S III. There's no replacement for getting that microphone as close to the mouth as possible. And since I do appreciate wearing a hat a lot, it made perfect sense to do this. So this is my standard microphone technique. A lot of people like to fly in overheads. I don't particularly care for it on everything. And I get a lot of compliments on this. So yeah, thank you. Zero says, it's funny since I bought my SXT for 25 grand with very low hours and bought 3 drives since then. Someday I will have spent more on media than my camera. Yep, I understand. He also says, I have to add the Codex card reader is another $5K. Luckily, my camera came with it, and people complaining about red $200 card reader. Hey, Luca. Hello, Luca. How are you? Yeah, I feel you, dude. It's kind of funny. It's basically just reality. Everybody knows the reality based upon their bubble, their reality. So it's not. It's hold on. Let me message the wife. It's not. Whoops. What was that? She's probably already passed. It's not unreasonable for people to assume that the media is expensive because it feels expensive until their bubble gets popped by their broadening environment. Yay! Why does it keep doing that? That's weird. Hi, Scott. How are you doing? Do you have any insight on RF to PL speed booster? No, I don't. Not to PL. Phil, do you know of a RF to PL speed booster? That might be really hard to do. I don't know. It might not, though. You might be able to push it out. Yeah, Yeah, I don't know. Phil, you got any insight onto that? I don't personally have any. I know RF to EF speed boosters work and are interesting. People are using them on Raptor, shooting at like 4K and 2K so they get that wider field of view because it's really narrow when you have to crop in. Phil, I have a prototype here that has some fitting issues with lenses. It's being worked on further. Okay, interesting. So there is it's potentially possible to do so. So there you go. Always got to go to Phil for some lens knowledge. Zero says should be possible since there are Metabones options out there from E to PL. Well, and the way I think of it is the PL, they could push that lens out and change the refraction a little bit so that it lines back up. And Shia says, nice, Phil, thanks. Will the regular DSMC2 be getting an RF mount? No, it can't. It's not possible. So let's see if we can see in here. There's just not enough room in here. So if you look how deep, I can't see if I can see. Yeah, it's really hard to see. Let's do this. I don't want to get my beard here. Okay. Okay, so you can see it's really deep in there, and the that first thing that was reflecting there is actually the OLPF. Wow, I just totally blanked there. It's the low pass filter for the light. And the sensor stack is so set back that it's not possible to get an RF to go in there. It would be inside, because basically if you look at here, let's take apart all the cameras. You can see how much closer the, I thought I just spit on it, how much closer the sensor stack is to the external. That's why RF was possible here, because they like, oh crap, there is a reason to do this. And so now they were able to do it. So it's not really physically possible with DSMC2 to be able to put an RF mount on it. So sadly, no. But that, as they say, is that. What other questions? Who's got questions? Come on, throw those questions out there. My coughing is... I'm ready for a cigar. Who's ready for Friday afternoon? Feels like it's just the afternoon. All you West Coast folks. Let's see here. Sad but awesome to know. Yep. Happy to help. Luca says, does Komodo and V-Raptor come with a screen protections on the sensor? No, so yes and no. So it has an OLPF that is right on the front of the sensor. So in a sense, that is a screen protector, because the OLPF is far cheaper to repair and replace than the sensor itself. So yeah, it doesn't have an actual piece of glass though. I know mirrorless cameras get dirty very quickly. Yes, it's true. But, I mean, just be really, really cautious. I mean, if you saw when I was opening these up, I was kind of staying back because, I mean, I have a beard and there's beard drift. And that little beard drift dust would get on there and then I'd have to clean it. And I don't like to clean that. I mean, you can clean them. There is a process to clean them. Use sensor swabs and clean them, but yeah. There's no protectiveness on there. All right, who's got questions? Come on, let's throw some more questions out there. We got lots of people. I've been doing this for 2 hours and 41 minutes and 59 seconds. I'm happy to answer some more questions. Throw them out there. Let's do rapid fire mode. Phil Holland says the order is sensor cover glass OLPF. There you go. Zero says, kind of jealous for the new anamorphic options out there for RFE. Any thoughts on them? Yeah, we talked about anamorphic at great length towards the beginning of the live stream. So you might go back after the live stream and go through, because there's a lot of options coming, even more so. Yeah. Phil says, two things technically in front of the sensor, but you don't want to change any of it. Right. I know people that do, though. It's weird. Johnny Brooks says, did you see the new RF dual lens designed for 180-degree V? I did. I'm meh with that. So when I first saw it, I was like, okay, well, this was done before. Panasonic had done it back, I think it was 2004, something like that. They had a dual lens. It was for 3D. And when I saw this one, I was like, yeah, 3D didn't take off. VR, I really don't think it's there yet. So I'm not sure if it's going to do anything. I'm sure people will play with it, but it's still kind of a infant as far as it's in its infancy as far as abilities. Gerald says, what are some E-mount cine lenses you are fond of? I don't know I never personally shop for E-mount cine lenses. So what I will tell you is some cine lenses that I'm fond of that you could then adapt to E-mount. How about that? Or you can get a PL or anything like that. Sigmas, I like. The Takinas, I like. I've heard some interesting things about the Vespids from DZO. I've not shot with them, so I can't say for sure. Let's see. Cine, are you talking zooms or primes? Talk to me about that, Gerald, first. Facebook is investing in VR, a lot in VR. So my personal opinion is Facebook is focusing on that because Facebook doesn't have a future. They've basically destroyed their future in social media, and that will come out over time as it's already been coming out over the last 5 years. But yeah, I think he's going to VR because it's the next big play that hopefully will make him some money, but I just don't know. I don't know if it will. My most used E-mount Zeiss 40mm f2 close focus. Love that lens. Wish it was an RF. Interesting. I saw some pics of the new small HD Bright for DSMC3 on Facebook. Will it work on Komodo as well? Interesting, the assignable buttons on the side. So things that work for DSMC2 will probably not work for DSMC3. They are not compatible. However, if it has SDI in, then you could potentially get it to work. Gerald says primes for sure. Sigmas are by far the cleanest out there, by far. I personally would not invest in E-mount. I would invest in some other mount PL and then adapt to it, just because the value is greater because no one else uses E-mount except for Sony, but everybody can use a PL basically. The Vespids you can look at. I'm not a fan of the Mickeys. Rex, quit licking. Stop. I know you get allergies. There's quite a few, but my first go-to, and this is what I will be going to with the Raptor, is the Sigmas. There's a full line of Sigmas, so they'll grow over time. They have all the focal ranges. All my favorite ones are in there now. Well, and one's coming. So it's by far my favorite, simple, affordable, and super sharp lens. Sorry, yawn. Would not go for any of the Sony offerings since most of their strength is due to software trickery. Yeah, interesting. Heard about the Ronin Pro. Thoughts? Yeah, the camera. I posted that on social media. It's going to be interesting. I see it as more of a niche than anything, but we'll see. What was it about the Mickeys that you disliked? I feel that the Mickeys are very boring, is the way I would phrase it. They're just not interesting. And I've said this about a few of the Chinese affordable primes. And Vespids are not, they're not too far off from that, but I've heard some better things about them. But they're a little boring. Now, IRIX is interesting. I've got a few of the IRIX lenses, and they are good. They're not bad. What I don't like about IRIX right now is that their lenses are like over here. They don't have any in the middle. They went from the sides first and are working their way inward, which means you have to wait a while. Yeah, so Lucas says, the red powered by small HD V-Raptor. Is this going to work with Komodo? Oh, I see what you're talking. You're talking about the small HD built monitor on the Raptor. No, that will not work on this because it uses the Pogo on top of the Raptor, which does pass power, which the Komodo does not. So the Pogo that's on top of the Komodo looks similar, but it is not the same as the Pogo on top of Raptor. The Komodo just simply does not have enough power to be able to pass through to get a monitor. So no, it will not work. You will have to use SDI with external power. So sadly, no. Then there's the XL. The XL will also have the EVF attachment on the side, but that will also be for some EVFs in the future. Okay, we got about 10 minutes. We're gonna go. That'll be a 3-hour live stream, a 3-hour tour. Lucas says, "Thank you. Thank you. I got it. Yeah, there you go." I thought you said, "Thank you. You got it." I was like, "Okay, thanks. I got it." Yeah, it's Komodo. Komodo is designed to be a little cube. It's all it's ever been designed to be. We just all make it out to be more than that. And Jared's comment. People were complaining about the 4K or the 12G SDI on the back, and how dare they put just something that's a weak link out there in the industry on this camera. And Jared's response was, "This is a crash camera. The reason it has 12G on the back is so it can output a 4K signal to an off-site recorder in case the camera gets destroyed, bursts into flames, and the media on board gets destroyed. That's why they did it. This camera was always designed to be a crash cam. It just so happens that a lot of us are using it as an A cam or a B cam. We're using it outside its intended design, and that's cool that we can. But for people to complain that Red chose poorly to put something on this is completely misplaced, and Jared was completely right in defending it that way. It is literally built and designed to do exactly what it was. What was the appeal of the Vista ones? Maybe the Cook lenses are. The Vista ones? The Vista primes are very, very beautiful. The Vista ones stripped off some coatings to give it that low contrast, more flary feel. I personally like the Vista ones more than the Vistas. However, I would probably get more work with Vistas than Vista ones, because Vista ones don't fit everything, where Vistas will fit more that stuff. I really like the look of the Vista ones. I thought they looked amazing. I like the audio 5-pin audio, old tech made future. Yep, there you go. Now that Raptor has been announced and a future versions of the Raptor Ranger XL, yep. What are your thoughts on the future sales of the Helium and Monster DSMC2 line? Well, I mean, they're not going to continue to manufacture them. They're moving to DSMC3. They would not continue to do that. It doesn't make any sense for them. I think there's an initial fire sale with the DSMC2s and DSMC1s, where people are treating them, since Red is no longer doing trade-ins, people are treating them like trade-ins, and they're selling them for trade-in prices, which makes the resale value on these go down, but it's going to level out very soon, and I don't think it will. I think it'll be just fine. I mean, everything's gone down because, I mean, it's technology. Also, if the rumors are true, Canon CNE RF lenses could be fired. They could. They certainly could. But there has to be a reason. There has to be a reason for those lenses to be. So if they're just the same cine lens, what's the point? If they can make them smaller, which RF should be able to do, It helps. Zero Way says, bit off topic, but since we're talking about lenses, I plan on picking up a Cooke Mini S4. Nice. Fingers crossed it doesn't take an eternity for delivery like my innovative cart, which I'm still waiting for. Wow. Do Sigma lenses breathe more than Arri Ultra Primes? I've not compared them. Phil, you might have a thought on that. I can tell you the Primes, I don't remember them breathing much at all. I know that the zoom, specifically the 50 to 100 zoom, I know it's not a prime, but that thing breathes like a freaking zoom. It's insane how much it breathes. Shia says, love that bluish flare on the Vista. Yeah, the Vista ones, they're just pretty to me. They're sharp and they're pretty. Definitely not Ultra Primes have pretty rad breathing. Okay, there you go. I did not recall them. I've only shot with the Vista or the Sigma zooms or Sigma Primes a few times. I own the stills version of them, and I just love that glass. It's good, and the zooms definitely breathe. Using the Sigmas right this second, actually. Yeah, the Sigmas are they're really affordable for what they are. What was it, Phil? Did they determine that the Sigmas? I think it was Duclos did a test and determined that they could resolve 14K of resolution. Am I remembering that correctly? Or they could resolve 16K and the human eye could only resolve 14K. I think that's what it was. All I know is that the Sigmas are like painfully sharp. But if you throw a filter in the front, they're whatever you want them to be. They're just fantastic lenses. And I love like this little guy with the Sigma 18 to 35 on the front is a mean little sharp machine. It can pick up so much and it's so pretty. Phil says, nah, we don't measure for K in resolving, but we do measure in line pairs, and they are very impressive. Okay, that's what it was. Somebody did a beyond 200 line pairs per millimeter is attainable. Interesting. Somebody had done. Maybe they were taking that math and converting it, but I swear I remember 16K and 14K comparing eye resolution to resolving power, and I think it was 14K for the eyeballs. I don't know, but obviously some people's vision will vary depending on their glasses, all that stuff. K is relative to pixel pitch and all of that. That's true. That's true. So, who's got any last questions? We've got 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes, and I'm going to close it out because I like doing round numbers. You can have 16K Super 16 sensor or VistaVision sensor. Each have. That's true. That's true. Good point. If you had a 16K Super 16 sensor on the same glass that you could put a VistaVision sensor, the density of the 16K Super 16 is far, far greater than the full frame. So yes, that is a very fair. Thank you, Phil, for correcting me. That is absolutely the way I should be referring to everything and not in resolution. There we go. Sigmas are on sale in Germany where I live right now, like 20% off, which is pretty good. Not aware if there's a similar set. Wow, that is a heck of a deal. The thing I like about the Sigmas too is that all my favorite lengths. So I like 40 millimeters, I like 32 millimeters, I like 28 millimeters, I like 65 millimeters. I don't like those standards, 25, 35, 50, 85. I like the others. 40 and 65 are two of my favorite focal lengths. And they have them. So, yeah. Lucas says, me, Takina 100 macro. I'm looking for a macro lens. I broke my 100 EF. The Canon 100 EF is very, very difficult to beat for the money. I mean, it's extremely difficult to beat for the money. That being said, the Takina 100 millimeter is fantastic. Also, the Irix 150 millimeter is pretty fantastic. And those are both Cines. So, yeah, you can look at that. 065 is King's. Absolutely love it. Yep, you and me can be friends. I love 65. I love 40. I just love those. I just love those focal lengths. I just love them. Then I got to do math on anamorphic. I do like a 65 anamorphic because it's a 32 if I do a 2x anamorphic. And I do like 32s. So see how like the math actually checks out in my brain. Grazie. Samsung has a 16K resolution sensor for its phones. It's true. 40 is amazing. Yeah, see? Everybody, we can all be friends. All right, friends. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. The wife will be home shortly, and she's bringing us steak. Yay! We get to have steaks tonight. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out and having a good time and chatting. And feel free to become a channel member if you wish to support me or use the affiliate links or all the above. Also, give me a thumbs up. Let's see what my thumbs up are at. Did I get more thumbs ups? I'm at 15. Let's see. Refresh. I'm at 15. Everybody give me a last thumbs up. Last little thumbs up. But yes, everyone, have a great, fantastic weekend. I hope you shoot something great or just, take it easy and relax with an adult beverage and all those good things. Remember, subscribe, all the good stuff. And as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. Have a great evening, everyone. I just have to wait 20 seconds.